Hi all of my friends, and hello to everyone that haven't been on my YouTube channel yet. My name is Hilde Larsen. I'm a health and mindset coach. I'm a detox specialist and author of 3 books. I'm a keynote speaker, and most of all, I'm a life enthusiast. Now, I come to you today because I want to tell you the one-on-one on where to start when you want to live a healthier, happier, more amazingly you life. Okay. The food is always where we begin. Why? Because it's universal. It's easy per se, and it is for all. By that I mean, we're all different in what we've lived, our weaknesses, our situations, our traumas, our joys, our achievements, our dreams, all different. So starting personally to talk to you about those issues, we need to have a one-on-one. But this, you can always get started by yourself. With the diet, let me number 1 tell you why it is so important, and then let me get to the how to make it easy, a transition from where you are today to where you want to be compared to depending on where you want to go. I am going to count on that you want to go to where I'm at. You want to go where most people want to go, to amazing health. You want to go to where you can live your life to the fullest, not even thinking that you have a body or a mental situation or an emotional situation that is going to hold you back from achieving that or to living your purpose and your mission and your joy. Okay? So why is the diet so important? Well, we are literally killing our mojo. We're literally killing our bodies by eating a diet that is not made for our species. It's not a species-specific diet. When you're eating anything that comes from a box or a jar, when you're eating anything that comes from an animal, and I'm not only talking the dead tissue of an animal, I'm talking about their milks and every product that comes with that, eggs, everything that comes from the animal kingdom put into a human body is, excuse me, being blunt and honest, it's a burden. It's an obstruction, it's heavy, it's not digestible, it takes a lot of energy, it's acidic, and it's going to weigh you down, and it's going to putrefy, rot, ruin your digestion, ruin your kidneys. And this is why it's so important to stay away from it. Why? Because those organs that I just mentioned are a part of your eliminative system. Everything you eat has to go through an eliminative process. Everything you think, feel, all your emotions, they all have to be processed within your body. So just from being awake, just from you walking around, you're creating waste. You're creating cellular waste. From what you eat, you're creating metabolic waste. Okay? So the body absorbs, it utilizes, and then it has to eliminate. Now, by eating what you're not designed to eat, you are literally clogging up your eliminative system, meaning you will get stuck with what's in there and it doesn't feel good. You will have a congested lymphatic system, which some people call our immune system. We have 3 times more lymph in the body than we have blood. This is crucial that you understand that all pain and imbalances in your physical, although started in your mental and emotional, I'll get to that in a second, it's all about the waste not coming out. It's all about being stuffed with acids, toxins. And when I say acids, I mean all toxins. I'm talking about parasites, fungus, heavy metals, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides. I'm talking about proteins that are left in the body that it cannot eliminate, creating inflammation, constipation, and pain. So this is number one for all of us, to get back to the diet that we are designed to eat. How do we know what we're designed to eat? We look to nature. It's where the truth is. The proof is in the pudding and the truth is in nature. Man has a mind that can figure out all sorts of things, crazy things, false beliefs, follow the money, follow the power, follow anything that doesn't have to do with nature, and we fall on our faces. Just look around and see what we created. When you go back to nature and look, we are species made to pick our food. We are species that have an intestinal tract to digest fresh fruits mainly, and then vegetables. We have a digestive tract that is designed to tear down, break down through the stomach acid that we have those natural foods for us. The length of our intestine tells us we are primates. Our hands, our teeth, our salvia tells us we are primates. The way we look at animals tells us we are primates. We are compassionate beings. When we see an animal, we want to pet it long before we want to strangle it, kill it, tear it apart and eat it raw. That is not within our nature. So once we step away from that, we're stepping away into our compassionate state, meaning we get lighter in energy, we feel more love, we feel more compassionate to the animal world, and thus connecting with nature easily. Not only that, but when we start eating fruits and vegetables, we're connecting with them. We're eating them raw, which is in general a high vibration. A vibration that is closer to our being. We are living beings. And yes, I have a cat. Just to take that. My cat's name is Easy, and she's amazing. And she's a carnivore, which I'm not. She is designed to eat fat and protein. She is designed to use protein, meaning from an animal source. She has a very short intestinal tract. It goes in and it goes right out, because if it sits anywhere, it's going to putrefy and rot. It's going to take all the parasites to the biggest party in the world, inviting in the fungus and a lot of problems for the host. Now the cat, different from the humans, has very short storage of energy because of that. Because carbohydrates are energy, carbon is energy, sugar is energy. So a cat will sleep usually more than 20 hours a day. A human won't. Any carnivore has a very explosive energy window. They get up, they go out, they hunt, they play a little, they go back to sleep. You see, primates are made to play. And that's the largest difference between us and those that eat meat. And again, we don't. So that is number one. Change your diet from the core. Connect with me if you don't know how. Become a member. I have a Transition to Raw ebook, which you can download for free. I have a detox course in the membership site that you can take for free. There are so many resources, and if you're wondering, just contact me for a one-on-one. I mean, that's easy. Okay, so that's the diet, one-on-one. Why you want to change it? I'll get to how. So stick with me. This is the why. Now, when you get to the emotional side, and we're all different, by starting with a diet, see, this is kind of the hidden gold in all of this. Because when you start with a diet, everything else will follow. You know why? Because you'll clear up your mind. You'll clear up your whole energy to the point where you'll see clearer. You'll want different food. You'll adopt different habits. And you'll be your own enthusiast. You'll be your own generator of moving forward. So start with a diet and your emotional state will change to the point where meditation, grounding, hot and cold, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, all of that will come into your world if it isn't already. If it's there already, use it. Balance, go within, find quiet, find nature. That's every day. It needs to go in. It's like a no-brainer. Nature needs to be there. Several reasons why. Number one, negative ions. Nilling out everything that we're around every day with all of the technology, the Wi-Fi. Number two, it's healing in itself. It is radiating energy. It is nilling out and fighting the free radicals within our body. There is something called forest bathing, where they have found that just the aura from the trees resonates with our cells and lets us go into a healing phase, raises our vibration. Number two, connecting with the earth, barefoot or touching with our bare body, our skin. Grounding, it's called. It's another, not tool, practice, which is natural. So it's not that this is giving us something extraordinary. It's more that we need to connect back to what we took away. See, we took it away and we created imbalance like that. Okay? So that is what I want you to consider before you start changing anything. It's how important it is for your being to do the basics. Change your diet, change your mind, change your life forever. For the better. We're talking empowerment. We're talking youthing. We're talking feeling better, looking better, doing better, serving better. Because that's what it's all about, right? Loving the ones that we love, even more loving the world, serving better, helping the animals, helping the planet, instead of being a part of destruction. Destruction, constipation. We don't want that. So, one-on-one, where to start? I'm right here and I'm eating a regular SAD diet, which we call a standard American diet, and to me it's a standard world diet, more or less. Unless you're living in the Amazon or in some indigenous culture away from the mainland, away from the bigger cities. If you are, you're a lucky one. I would say stay there. But if you're in the modern world going to a supermarket for your food, most likely you're eating a diet that is less than optimal for you. Because optimally, we would pick our own food. We would always have something that is close to us. Now, obviously, me being in Norway right now, in winter, that would never happen, right? Because I can't go and pick any fresh, ripe fruits now. So this new world with airplanes and cars and everything is giving us this opportunity to stay wherever we are. So we have to do the best of what we can. I'm using the cold. Watch my other video about how cold is actually good for you. I'm using the cold for my benefits. And I am picking in this very nature berries and herbs all summer long, and I'm freezing it for winter. And during the summer I can get a lot of fresh organic food, or I can get some, and I love the ones that I can get, and I add my frozen and it is fine. It's actually amazing. I thrive on that during winter. So there is no excuse, no matter where you are. You can figure it out. If you can't get organic, you can't. So what are you gonna do? Die? No. So what are you gonna do? Quit? No. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat the best that you can get. You're gonna use some time. You're gonna spend time exploring. You can look around and find out where I get my best. Of course you're gonna do that. But then settle. Wash it. Apple cider vinegar, lemon, baking soda. Let it sit overnight in the fridge in a big bowl of water. Rinse it and eat it. And know that you did the best that you could, and that is better than all the other crap out there. Okay. Back to where you start. If you're on that diet, you start by eliminating, and I'm actually going to say this is number one, gluten. Number one, I would say animal, products, but actually I'm going to say gluten. You know what? That glue, it sticks on your intestine and it will impair your absorption. Now, if you're eating gluten, it means you're eating a lot of grains, you're feeding your parasites, you're having a party in there. And when it comes to health, I mean, that is really detrimental. I mean, how can you ever get clean and feel amazing if your parasites are having a party, creating all these symptoms, bloating, gas, headaches, migraines, vision, liver failing, everything could be going on from the parasites. Believe me, I've been there. I've experienced this. I have walked through hell to get to where I'm at. I was so sick I couldn't even sit up. I couldn't open my mouth. I was so inflamed in my body in every joint. Diagnosed with severe rheumatoid arthritis, Lyme's, and many other things. I was totally out of it. But do you know, the parasites that came out of me and the liver stones, I couldn't even imagine that we were holding on to so much crap, and I wasn't different than anyone else. There are a lot of people, most likely if you're not feeling well, you're walking around with the same stuff. Okay, so first of all, I'm not going to go too much into all of this because it's going to be way too long a video. I wanted to do a short one for you to where to start. And see, 12 minutes already and I haven't got to it really. So in closing, gluten, let it go. Next step, every animal product, and I mean it. Egg, cheese, kefir, yogurt, whatever you thought was healthy. Any animal, and yeah, I mean fish, I mean bird, I mean anything that has had a life, as far as have had ice, ocean, sky, forest, wherever. Tortured, you don't want to eat it. And no, again, not even the eggs. So that is number 2. Take that out. Now you've become what they call a vegan, which a lot of people will feel better just from that. Isn't that amazing? Because now you're running mostly on carbohydrates, which is the fuel for man. Now you need to fine-tune it if you want to go into real detoxification. Number 1, you start by eliminating all processed food, meaning if it isn't the whole food in itself, don't touch it. If it isn't a broccoli, don't touch it. If it isn't an avocado, don't think you can buy a bowl of something that has avocado in it. It is not the same. Store-bought guacamole from a jar most likely doesn't even have avocado in it. So buy everything from what it is, fruit by fruit, vegetable by vegetable. And if you're still eating some rice and some grains, at least buy what it is. It's close to what it was like in nature. And actually, pasta is not in nature. So that is the first one you take out. And most likely, or if I were you, I would take it out with the gluten. That's very good. And you can make beautiful pasta from using zucchini with a spiralizer. I'll talk more about those things in another video. So that's what you do. Now you're left with the fresh fruits and vegetables from nature. Now I would cut out the grains, the rice, so that you're left with the bare fruits and vegetables that actually have a color. A color. It's green, yellow, purple, red, orange. That's what we want to eat. The color. It has the amazingness of energy that is going to raise your whole vibration in the body and feed you more than vitamins and minerals. Now, when you're left with this, you're really good. I mean, you're really good to go. You could stay like that if you wanted to, depending on where you're at. Always depending on where you're at. If you're looking to go into detoxification, meaning if you want your body to start cleansing by itself, everything that is stuck within you that makes you not feel so good, you need to step raw. You need to start eating these things raw. They have their enzymes intact and that frequency that you want. And they're meant to be digested by us. And did you know that every time you eat something cooked, your body raises its white blood cell count, meaning it actually looks at that food as an invader, intruder, a foreign matter, a toxin. It creates a very low state of inflammation. We don't want that. You know what that's called for the body? Stress. You don't want that. So you want to end up raw. Now, where would I go from there? You're already in heaven. You're already connected to nature. Now, if you really want to dig, if you have something you want the body to look for and have more energy to go after once it's done with all the digestion of the food that you've eaten, you need to up to the fruits and berries. Yes, they're astringent. They will help the body really clean and dig. And you can go into fasting, juice fasting, eating mono meals, meaning just one thing at a time. I'm getting now into the more advanced here, even dry fasting as I practice. But for this video, go from starting to get the gluten out, put up a plan, do a little by little, and end up raw. Then think about the fats that you're putting in yourself. Because one thing you don't want to do is to mix carbohydrates and too much fat. You don't want to mix fruits and fats. You know why? Because the fat will inhibit the sugar from the fruit to get into your cells, so it will linger in your blood system and it could raise your blood sugar. Now, if you're diabetic, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you any diagnosis. I'm not going to give you any advice on medication or any so-called disease. But what I see, if you've had blood sugar issues, let's call it that, go to fruits only and you'll be good. Add fats, maybe not so much. But I'm getting into the events. So if you want to learn more about this, I have a course out that is called the Optimal Health Blueprint. You can go to my website, InspiredByHilde.com, InspiredByHilde.com, and get on that course and learn all about what I'm talking about, more in depth. If you want me to talk to you one-on-one, you can set up a consultation on my website. If you want to join a community and learn more with others and get all these free tools that I talked about, you can join my membership. You can also do that from my website. So there are so many ways for you to get on this, and you don't need to stay around not feeling optimal. You don't. I mean, life is here for us. Nature is here for us. And this is 2:18. We know better, so we can do better. And get on this. Get on this. I mean, a lot of people started 40, 30, 20, 10, only 5 years ago, going down this path, leaving the animal products, leaving the processed food, leaving the crap, leaving the emotions, leaving the traumas, starting to forgive and to elevate, and they're thriving today. You want to be on that. You want to be on. You want to step up and join this tribe, because I tell you from my heart, this is the winning team. Nature is the winning team. We operate from love. And that's why I love you and I honor you and I thank you for watching. And I hope that you will subscribe to my channels, watch my other videos, share, and let me know below if you're wondering anything. Below there's also a lot of links. You can get free chapters from my books. My passion is to make sure that you have the information that you need to empower yourself. My purpose is to make sure that I speak my truth and I live my talk. My mission is to use every platform that's out there to make sure that all of that happens. And let me tell you, when I get feedback, like people are telling me they're no longer suicidal or they went back to work, they haven't been on work in 5 years, I know this is the winning team. Okay? So for now.